Trouble at work? Problems at home? Loss of appetite? Or even sleepless nights? Get it off your chest.
Welcome back. 13 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour across Sweets and Vincent and the Grenadines. It is a lovely place to be, no matter the circumstances and the challenges. But every now and then we just have some times and some instances where we just have to pull up some socks. All right? When you see things going bad, you have to talk about them. Now, a few minutes ago, somebody called in and complained about sending a box of donations to the hospital and unable to get information as to where on God's living earth the items are. Right? It's been almost 2 months. And what he shared with us earlier was that he even sent another box and the other box gone too. So basically, he's looking for two things. Something that belongs to somebody he intended to send them to, and items that he sent to be used at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Where are the items? Only God knows, and the people who rest them down wherever they rest them down. That moved on to another problem. Somebody complained again. Send down a couple boxes. When you went to clear the boxes and them don't open. And just there, on the ground, for people to see and quite possibly take out things. Because you know how down at the port it gets super crazy. Super crazy at Christmas time. Some responses for this ever so repeating problem. I mean, come on, man. It's people's items, people's monies. And you know the sad thing about it, even if it is something very innocent, for example, maybe a box was just overloaded and it just busts open, you see where people would automatically go. Why? Because these things are happening over and over and over. People are sharing their own personal experiences. And every year is the same problems.
Yes, I am serious. I see for myself. They did not ask the guy was studying and they were searching the box. It was a lady and she took one of the stuff out the box.
Right in front of people. Sticky fingers. Mondas run till they catch them. It's crazy someone knows where the stuff gone. The fact that you're not able to trace those donated items, that is very worrying. You're not able to trace those donated items. So which means that possibly there needs to be some sort of upgrade to the system. If there is something in place. So you plan to donate items to MCMH or wherever. You notify them and you tell them this is what is coming and they have to go and clear it, whatever. There should be something in place to say to the giver, they were received on such and such date. These are the items that were received, and all of these things should be done in the presence of 2 or more people. So you have 2 or more people accountable. Sign off on that. Next step. If you're moving it from the port to the hospital, sign off on that. One brown box, whatever, unopened. Sign off on that. 2 or 3 people. You take it into the hospital. You do your checks and balances. Sign off on that. So you should be able to identify at what point either 1, things might go missing, or 2, the items might be ending up in a place where they're not intended to go. Every step, every change over, you should have on paper, some sort of paper trail, where they are and what these things are. So at any one point where anything goes missing whatsoever, innocent or not, the senders should be made aware at any given moment, according to our records. They are at XYZ place, and these are the items that are at XYZ place. And let me go a little bit further, right? Let me go a little bit further. There are times when we see items being donated to various agencies, and these things are posted on social media. And you would get mixed reviews, mixed responses from people. Oh, they're giving out to the goodness of their heart. They shouldn't be posting these things on social media. They shouldn't have these things in the newspaper or on television or wherever. But you see, when it comes to accountability, it's necessary. Show the people, this is what we received. Thank you very much. It's a form of accountability and it's absolutely necessary. Now imagine another Vincentian listening to all of this. What somebody went through to try to donate to assist the situation. And 2 months on, nobody could find out anything. Nobody could tell him where the boxes are. Nobody could tell him where the fans are. Innocent or not, it needs to be rectified. Needs to be rectified. And if you think that this is pulling down and making people look bad, then something wrong. Something wrong. Because when you see things, when you see problems, ain't nothing wrong with highlighting areas where there needs to be some form of improvement. Nothing wrong with that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Crystal, you see the word accountability there? The word is a word that seems to be taboo in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. From top to bottom, need an overhaul, a mental overhaul, a moral overhaul, and a legal overhaul. Because like you say, it should be checks and balances. I stopped donating to organizations. I send it to a person, and then let the person carry it to where they carry it. Because even when you think them reach hospital, people thieving them out from any hospital. So, really, even if you make a passport in good standing, when you reach hospital, you think of them a disappear. And reach all in a people house. Bedford and all them things, they donate. And when time come, boom, 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 thing of them gone. So we as a people now, we too bad mind for each other. Somebody donate something out the goodness of the heart, and you have somebody in the port thief anything of them. And then we come and turn around and say the government should do this and the government should do that. Like I said yesterday, we can't blame the government for everything. We are all responsible for the demise of our country. Because the government do look at AI. How much people think them say thief thing off of AI to build a house and all them things. They may live up here and me hear them things. But yet
you're hearing things, right?
Me hearing things and part two. That's what me say. Me hearing, me not been there.
Okay.
But we have to really put something in place for checks and balances and this whole write down thing in a paper. Balances. This write down thing on paper, nah, what because pencil easy for rubber.
Not pencil,
we
pen.
Have some kind.
You use pen and you back it up on a system.
That's why that's what I'm saying. Pen easy for write up. One time I went to get a license, it's in a book. The man write down my name and the officer make a mistake and put the date he issued the license to me. It's the same day the license expire. And they had a random check because the police them does do random check on rental car because a lot of people who can't drive does in a rental car driving up and down Gallivanting. And the police woman getting mad at me telling me I should have seen that. They say miss me the on vacation, me ain't able checking them thing there. I want to do get my suitcase in the bag and go there so we could eat some mango.
Alright.
You know what I'm saying? But we
Yes,
need
sir.
some checks and balances in the place here and powers to be we need to put things in place to hold people accountable because something missing today. Wednesday. They say Max is on shift this Wednesday, so Max and Crystal are two people working Wednesday. So we have to bring them in for questioning. You know what I'm saying? But them things they're not existing in St. Vincent. And until them things they fix
Even
St. Vincent, go always
even
going downward.
even if there are processes in place for these checks and balances, implementation too might be another thing.
That's a whole different story because we have a lot of beautiful laws on the books and them not being implemented. So big
All
up
right.
big up
Thank you so
yourself.
much. All right. Have a good one. Let me get some more responses in there for you. Crystal, if this is the same guy, part of his issue was that apart from the stuff he sent for the hospital, he sent a package in his mother's name, and they took that too. Maybe they didn't understand what they went for.
They went for the package.
They went for a package. She gave them a document. They
No.
can't leave without.
No,
How do you get your tailgates and all them kind of things?
No, what happened now? They only watch to see who send it and not who it is going to.
Oh.
Maybe go have one name from where
okay.
it come from now.
So right, but on the paper that you get from the agent, it normally says how many boxes and what's not on it. So how do you leave the port unless the paper said 2 boxes or more items?
It's government.
It's government excuse. It ain't gonna work for me.
Well,
it is not going to work for me.
It is reality.
It is not going to work for me. Here's another one. Good morning. That ain't adding up. I am an agent operating out of the Virgin Islands. You must show an ID in order to get the documentation. Well, that agent he's talking about must have an ID to get the delivery. And the stuff should not be coming in an individual name. It should be addressed to the Ministry of Health. When they get stuff from the OACS, that's how they are addressed. But when you go to collect, an individual goes to collect. He didn't say that they were in an individual's name. He said that there were some things addressed, sent to the Ministry of Health from him and something else to his mom. I think I read that somewhere, right? Now, in addition to that, though, do they also put in care of somebody else? I mean, but it's not really relevant. It's not relevant. But if you're going to clear the items, somebody has to go. And I think that is his problem. The person that went to collect documentation, the agent did not take the ID. So nobody is able to tell who went to collect the items. This is madness. This is total madness. Some more responses coming in here. Not ready to change the topic yet, all right? Not ready. Give me 2 more minutes, please.
Good morning, Extreme family.
Hi, good morning.
Happy holidays. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Anyway, concerning that topic they don't have the right to open your stuff when you're not present. Your barrel or your box or your tote, whatever have you, supposed to open in front of you. They check to see what's in there. That's how it's supposed to be, not behind your back. And then they come tell you, oh, the meat jugs or something inside it.
All that too?
It's supposed to be open in front of you.
I forget that part too.
That's how I know it's supposed to be.
Dildos. Sorry.
Extreme family. You know why they still continuing all the time?
What happened?
Because they're not holding nobody accountable for the nasty and wickedness and enviousness that they're doing.
They don't bother nobody.
That's why it's still continuing. Because apparently all of them the same, they're sharing them among themselves. So this is why this is still continuing. But until somebody gets in serious problem for it, it's not gonna stop. Serious stuff. You know how hard people have to work out here in North America to get $1? Winter or summer, no matter. You gotta go out. You gotta go out and work. No matter if the snow is above your knee.
It's not like when to drop a rain come and people be like, yeah, boss, I'm feeling so well today. Can't come to work overseas. No, rain, snow, hail, tsunami, apocalypse. Still had to go to work. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, once a man say come work, you have to come work.
Gotta come. Or somebody else will be in your place next morning. You wouldn't even be called or anything. Let me finish this up.
Still got to go.
I still gotta go.
And for when you take your hard-earned money and make a barrel to send for your people back home, and they're taking what they want out of it. Come on.
Livid.
I
Livid.
remember during the volcanic eruption, a very good friend of mine from Barbados sent me some water, right? And it took me quite a while before I got that situation resolved. But up to now, nobody could see where the water went, and the box had my name, big, bold on it. Nobody could see where. I was, um, I was given replacement, right? So big up to the persons who were in charge. I think it's Keto. Can't remember the name off the top of. I hope I have the name right, but big up yourselves. That was excellent service there, and I hope that other people who had issues at that time were able to get the very similar resolutions to their problems. But are these things also in place? Like, do people, if I get a box, right, and I meet it open, already tampered with, and I know for certain that these are the items that were sent, do I get back some money? Do I get back the items? How does it work at the port?
Do I pay for the items as well?
I don't know. But then again,
So wait.
people can also say that things were there that were never there.
But then I
How do you resolve that
I
issue?
don't give them wrong.
I meet my box open.
I meet the box
why?
open,
Why?
you careful stuff too.
Come on, man. You see, I think it's a very hard thing to try to resolve because there are so many people down there at the port, and at Christmas time they normally hire more people. So you have your regular staff, and then you have staff that comes on just at Christmas season or high period.
Your handlers, no, there's handlers. No.
I'm not sure
Those
what
are
they call
handlers.
them, but how do you resolve that issue?
Barrel people, call it.
Port
Barrel
workers.
people.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
And how are you?
I'm good.
Hello.
Lucky and here is it.
Hello?
Good morning, Dave.
Yes, my dear. You know,
Talk to me.
listen to all that talk. Of all the policies you hear government talk about to do things better, you know, there's one policy that they're missing or they don't talk about.
What's that policy?
Honesty. Honesty. Honesty is still the best policy.
Oh, that policy.
Just remember
I
that.
almost had a slider moment there.
Honesty is still the best policy.
Yeah, but you can't depend on mankind. If you can't trust people, you
well,
cannot
that's
trust the
easy.
human being. You don't know what he or she is thinking.
So you know what mankind is capable of. Huh? So
Yeah, well, some of it.
let's not, I mean, well, I guess there'll always be this counter argument and, back and forth, but let's remember, honesty is still the best policy.
It is.
I'll talk to you again.
All right. Take up yourself. Have a good day. Honesty is the best policy, but you can't depend on people to be honest, especially at this time here when people see it glitter in the eye and diamonds in the eye and they just go stretch. I mean, like, what is going through your mind? I mean, just the other day, right? Just the other day. Was it this morning? I read of thieves snatching up items from stores in Kingstown and they want to blame other people. Ridiculousness. Like, you have, what is it? It's not butterfingers. Sticky fingers. It's not yours. It is not yours. It is not yours. What is so hard in understanding that? Not touch when I belong to you. Do not touch what is not yours. If you did not put it there, do not move it. And if you move it, put it back. The same how you meet it, put it back. What is so hard in that? Put it back. Just the other day, a man took almost clean out somebody's house in Annisville. You have people taking generators and all. Generators going missing. Transformers going missing.
How do you see the generator?
You pick it up and you walk with it.
And a small generator.
I have to be a small generator in a crocus bag.
Because of all
Gone missing. By the time we reach the man, the generator gone. With the thing gone? I don't know. Nobody knows. And then you have the set of repeat offenders. And then you have people who know that they like this. They have sticky fingers. It's touch we don't belong to them. And they still put them in certain places. I just kind of get it sometimes. Let me read some responses from Facebook. By the way, we're live on Facebook, eh? The upholders are worse than the thieves. Accountability is a must. Morning, Vinci. True caller, I agree with you. As the voice notes that we were playing earlier. What's new? LOL. When I send barrel, I make sure put stuff on top they can steal or have.
Yeah, like juice. And
Are you serious?
toilet paper and things like that.
So when I packing my barrel,
They put important stuff below?
no. That's not the point. I have to pack for the thieves.
You're packing for the customs officers.
When oh Lord have mercy.
So you are juice or you hold
When I'm packing for donations, I have to put something to the top for the thieves. So what do I label it? For thief? Dear thief, take this, not that.
First level is yours.
Yeah, up to the mark there. You see a red line inside there? That's yours. Take that. Below that, just don't touch it. I'll get upset. So like when they farm into you had to be like, okay, you can take that calf, but don't take this one. You could steal that sweet pepper tree down there, but don't take this one. Ridiculous, man. People just... Anyways, they're making convincing people look bad when they do these things. I mean, and you know how it is with negative news and negativity. They go at a faster velocity and positive things. Girl, them a cat. I am reading. Them always teething them I want me 3 kisses of alien juice.
Alien juice.
Alien
Must
juice.
No, must the alien juice.
It says
Alien juice. That's alien juice.
alien. Oh, sorry, it's not IE, it's EI. Ooh, can't read, but sorry. Somebody says like we're gonna have to start insuring our barrels, etc. Too many rats in that place. Well, you need to start putting cheese in the barrels. Same here. I learned that from experience. I used to do holiday jobs at the port. I saw what I saw all in front of you. They're snatching stuff. Right in front of you. This happening, especially in Kingstown, is years this going on. It got worse since relief items were coming in. The kind of things will make people don't want to help us when we in need. And up to now, you can't solve the problem. That is the worst part. Not the people who's stealing, it's the fact that you can't solve the issue. Cannot be solved. Cannot at all. Anyways, I guess it's one of those things, those things that will happen, continue to happen. And regardless of how many things go missing, regardless of how many people are being disadvantaged right now, just leave it. Just leave it. So I wanted to move on to what Minister of Finance said. Let me see if we have we have some time. I wanted to move on to what Minister of Finance shared, right? In terms of a response to the Bloomberg article. Let me take this call here because I think somebody was trying to get in to also share their views on that. But let me throw it out, all right? Let me throw it out. Are you ready to catch? All right, position yourself, my people. So it says here, SVG not on verge of economic collapse. So says Finance Minister. By the way, it is a Wednesday.
The neighbor's pet invading your property? Get it off your chest at 430-1043.
All right, then we deal with a couple, various issues, right? Depending on what you guys want to talk about. But this has been making the rounds, so I want to touch on it for a bit. Now, the article is coming from Searchlight. It says Minister of Finance Camilla Gonzalez says a December 2nd article, report falsely suggests that the IMF, or International Monetary Fund, says this country is on the brink of economic collapse. So, anyways, it says here, right? And I quote, nowhere in the IMF blog post cited by Bloomberg does IMF Managing Director mention SVG. Not once. Look it up. Okay. The comment was in reference to an article on BNN Bloomberg written by Anna. Headline, IMF warns of economic collapse in poor nations without debt fix. Part of the article says an IMF official commented that with the group of 20s debt service suspension initiative expiring at the end of the year and interest rates poised to rise, low-income countries will find it increasingly difficult to service their debts. The article goes on to say we may see economic collapse in some countries unless G20 creditors agree to accelerate debt restructurings and suspend debt service while the restructurings are being negotiated. Now, that Bloomberg article mentions St. Vincent and the Grenadines along with some other countries. He could have a point, though. He could have a point. It does not say directly that we are at the brink of an economic collapse. But what does it imply when they say we are at high risk of being unable to service our loans? What does that imply? Now, I don't think, and people will be quite upset with it, but I don't think he was trying to say, well, let me read on. It says, if a country is in debt distress, which SVG is not, and the article did not say that we were in it, it says that we are at high risk of economic collapse. It may mean that some debts could have been restructured, could have to be restructured. Restructuring a debt is in no way connected to an economic collapse. So what is it connected to? If you do not restructure your loans, if you're unable to service your loans, what can it lead to? If you're not able to pay your bills because you're not getting in enough money or the expenses are too high, what can it lead to? Further, there are neighboring islands that the World Bank has determined to be firmly in debt distress already, and they haven't done any restructuring, much less collapse. All right, now spoke about the impact of COVID-19, the GDP. It says we have also taken on more debt to deal with the humanitarian challenges of the volcano, albeit low interest, long-term debt. Our construction of a modern port facility in Kingston will also raise our debt profile in the short term. All in the name of development, but somebody has to pay. It comes at a price and somebody has to pay it, right? He added that the worsening debt to GDP profiles as a result of COVID-19 is not unique to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I don't think that anybody said that it was unique to SVG. All that was being said, maybe some people took it out of context, was that there is a high possibility because of COVID-19, because of the debt that we have on our books, that we could be heading to a crash. That's what I gathered from it. Now, let me put it up really quickly, right? Let me pull it up really quickly. There's a report from the World Bank, worldbank.org. Jeez, bread, man. COVID-19 Debt Service Suspension Initiative. You should go and take a look at it, right? Now it says here, COVID-19 has dealt a major blow to world's poorest countries, causing a recession that could push more than 100 million people into extreme poverty. This was also in the Bloomberg's article. What I'm sharing with you now is from worldbank.org. Remember, World Bank just approved some money for us. You remember that? Good. That is why the World Bank and the IMF urged G20 countries to establish a debt service suspension initiative, DSSI. In all, 73 countries are eligible for a temporary suspension of debt service payments owed to their official bilateral creditors. Now it goes down. At the bottom of that page, right? Bottom of that article, there is a little area where you can see countries. It says their DSSI. Remember what I said DSSI was? Participation, risk of external debt distress, risk of overall debt distress, and so on and so on. Percentage of GDP, US millions, and so on. Now, if I type in, and I think this is where they got the list of countries from. If I type in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, all right? So the first one was DSSI participation. Yes. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I'm reading now. Risk of external debt distress, high. Risk of overall debt distress, high. What does that mean? If it does not mean, or it does not equate to, it is something that will not lead to economic collapse, then what does it mean? High risk of external debt distress, high risk of overall debt distress. This is coming from the worldbank.org. So if we want to forget about Bloomberg and all the other articles that stemmed from some of these original articles or reports, then what do those things mean? Something to think about. Something to think about. All right? We're going to end the live on Facebook right about now. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, yeah, man. Thank you for joining us.